Hello students, today we will be studying about traditional knowledge and ethnobotany. So coming to traditional knowledge, it is defined as any knowledge generated outside the context of modern Western knowledge. World Intellectual Property Office WIPO includes indigenous knowledge relating to categories such as agricultural knowledge, medicinal knowledge, biodiversity related knowledge and expressions of folklore in the form of music, dance, song, handicraft, design, stories and artwork as traditional knowledge. So the traditional knowledge may be recorded or orally may be presented. So traditional knowledge is held by individuals, communities or society as a whole. Recorded knowledge is often referred to as codified and is available mainly in the form of ancient texts and books. Contemporary books, journals and reports that focus on traditional knowledge are also the sources of recorded knowledge. So coming to the Indian scenario, there are about 53 million tribes, 550 communities, 5,000 villages and out of them 9,500 medicinal plants, out of which 3,900 are edible. Biopiracy. So you know that neem, turmeric and jivani is the best example of biopiracy, and the tribal people who are the actual people knowledgeable about the traditional knowledge, their rights has to be protected. So in this regard, the Convention of Biological Diversity has passed a resolution to respect, preserve and maintain the traditional knowledge and promote their wider application. So with this regard, the Government of India has started Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, that is TKDL, which records all the information regarding the traditional knowledge. So Ayush has recorded about 6,560 medicinal plants used by around 4,635 ethnic communities. So this is the Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, which is formed by the Government of India, and it is a database of Ayurvedic, Unani and Siddha formulation. So you can get all the knowledge, all the information regarding the traditional knowledge. So next, coming to the ethnobotany. So the term ethnobotany was first coined in 1896 by the American botanist John Harshberger. The study of plants used by the primitive and aboriginal people was the definition given by him. Ethno is the study of people and botany is the study of plants. Turner in 96 has given an appropriate definition, that is the science of people's interaction with the plants. Dr. S.K. Jain is regarded as the father of Indian ethnobotany. Ethnobotany is the most important approach to study the natural resource management of indigenous people. So coming to the definition of ethnobotany can be summed up in 4 words, that is people, plants, interactions and uses. All types of relationships between people and plants come under ethnobotany. It is the study of how people of a particular culture and religion make use of the indigenous plants. Ethnobotanist explores how plants are used as food, shelter, medicine and clothing, for hunting and in religious ceremonies. Carolus Linnaeus has recorded town, which is a fungus from birch, which is used as a medicine by Laplanders. So the significance of the study of ethnobotany, that is mainly conservation of the plant species including varieties of crops and other forms of biological diversity, assessment of the conservation status of the species, enhanced food security, nutrition and healthcare, preservation, recovery, diffusion of local botanical knowledge and wisdom, reinforcement of ethnic and national identity, identification and development of new economic products from plants, for instance food, crafts, herbal formulation, horticulture plants, etc. Skills required for the ethnobotanical studies are botanical training, that is for the identification, preservation of the plant specimens, anthropological training to understand the cultural concepts around the perception of the plants, linguistic training to transcribe local terms and to understand the native morphology, syntax and semantics. So branches of the ethnobotany are ethnomedicine, ethnomycology, ethnopharmacology, ethnotaxonomy, ethnotoxicology and ethnocosmetics. So medicinal plants are used on the advice of the elders, such as wise men, herbalists and traditional practitioners. Medicinal plants are used in different ways and situations, and they may be used singly in their own preparations for the treatment of various ailments on the basis of the indigenous knowledge passed to them generation after generation. People collect the plants based on the knowledge rather than the scientific knowledge. Proper time of collection is essential for the maximization of the active ingredients. Plants are dried in sunlight and in shade. Mostly flowers and leaves are dried in shade, while bark, fruits, roots and seeds are dried in sunlight for about 4 to 8 days. Among the plant parts, leaves, aerial parts, fruits, bark, rhizomes, seeds, bulbs are commonly used. All medications are classified into two types, that is single plant based or more than one based on more than one plant species. In majority of the cases, these medications are prepared using water as medium and administered along with milk, ghee, oil, egg and butter. The method of preparation falls into different categories, that is the crushed powder form, paste, fresh decoctions, juices, extracts, latex in diffusions and as resins. So this is just the plants which are used for medicinal purposes by the Hakki-Pikki people who are found in the BR Hills of Chamarajanagar district. And the ethnobotanical use of food, that is emergency food that is grown without the human interventions, and the basis of consumption is seasonal or frequent. So instead of maize staple food, other starchy food are consumed by the tribal people in case of emergency, such as bananas and sweet potato, which has same nutritional value. And local inhabitants use fruits of various plant species including berberis, licum, ficus species, vitis in both fresh and dried forms. Most of these fruits are also sold in local market. Presently, these species are under pressure due to the population stress and deforestation. So, Arthashastra also mentions about the emergency food which are have high nutritional values and can be consumed during emergency situation like drought. So this is the list of the list of the wild edible medicinal plants used by the tribal people, that is Hakki-Pikki people of Hassan district. And the ethnobotanical practices of the tribal people in case of agriculture. So the various plant species are used as fuelwood, fodder species, agricultural implements, fencing and hedges, barking deer when the vegetation of Dodonia viscosa are some of the examples which are used by the tribal people for the agricultural purposes. Okay, so in this topic we have studied about traditional knowledge and ethnobotany, and thank you for listening to the topic.